The Couple Next Door, written by Peg Lynch and starring Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
The morning paper?
Mm-hmm. Just a second. I want to see what the weather's going to be.
Is there any coffee left?
Yes, there should be, dear. Oh, increasing cloudiness. I hoped it would clear up. Madge and Myra and Eleanor are coming over to help paint today. We thought we could move some of the things into the living room. The paint's dry in there.
Yeah. Hey, that sounds like long distance.
I'll get it. Here's the paper. You look tired, dear.
Yeah, I am. I hardly slept all night.
Oh, that's a shame. Hello? Yes? Hello? Well, for goodness sakes, it's your mother, dear. Well, no, he's all right. Why? Oh, my goodness. Well, now, don't get upset about that.
What's the matter?
Oh, dear, no. He wasn't arrested for anything serious.
Oh, my gosh. How'd my mother hear about that?
No, he comes up for trial on Monday, and it's nothing to get upset about. Well, now, wait a minute. You can talk to him yourself. Hold on, he's right here. He's right here. Take it.
Let me talk to her. Hello. Mother. No, listen. Okay. Mother, calm down, will you, darling, and I'll tell you. No, honey, it's very simple. Listen, Mother. No. Look, about a month ago, I got a ticket for jaywalking, and I hadn't been jaywalking, and it made me mad, so I'm taking it to court. That's all. What?
Honestly, we're getting in more trouble and nuisance over there. If you paid the $15 fine, it would have been a lot better.
Mother, for the love... Darling, it's got nothing to do with Alcatraz or Leavenworth. I was only jaywalking.
I thought you weren't jaywalking. I thought that was the whole point.
Mother, I wasn't jaywalking. Oh, don't, please, will you? But the cop thought I was, Mother, and he gives me this ticket, and... Yes, well, I'm just taking it to court, that's all, and the trial comes up Monday, and... oh, Mother, please... No, darling, my picture is not going to be hung in the post office.
And I told you to get your family all upset if they heard about it.
Mother, will you listen? Darling, I am a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. I have certain rights which I'm entitled to, and the courts are set up for that purpose.
For heaven's sake.
No, there's not going to be any big scandal. It's not going to be splashed in 3-inch headlines all over the paper.
Dear? Well, while it's not in 3-inch headlines, it is in the morning's paper. Look!
Will you tell me how this got in the morning paper?
I suppose Charlie Bemis. He said he had connections with the paper, and you know how excited he got last night when you told him all about it. Well, he was going to rally everyone on your side.
Yeah, but you know Charlie. He just talks.
Yes, well, he apparently talked to somebody at the paper. I wish you'd let me finish reading it. You just grabbed the paper out of my hand. It is about you, isn't it?
Of course it's about me.
Well, I didn't see your name, dear. I just saw the word jaywalking and taking the case to trial.
Well, what beats me is how you happen to see it on the editorial page. You never reads the editorials.
Oh, well, Mrs. Houston said she wrote a letter to the editor about the zoo and the terrible state it's in. That's going to be one of our projects in the Women's Club, and I wanted to see if they published her letter. So as I say, my eye just, happened to catch the word jaywalking in the next...
Yeah, well, here, I'll read it to you.
No, they didn't publish her letter, dear.
Huh?
They didn't publish her letter.
No.
It makes me mad because we feel that public interest has got to be aroused about the state of our local zoo. The fact is, I was the one who brought up the subject. After I took Betsy down to the zoo one day...
Yeah, anyhow, listen to this.
Why,
listen to this.
Have you seen the 2 old buffalo they have there? They look filthy as though they hadn't been combed or brushed in years. And the same thing with the one camel that they've got.
Why?
The buffalo and the camel, why, the fur just hangs in clumps. And heaven knows when the keeper last combed their hair. We feel he's absolutely incompetent. Now, if his job is a political one, we feel...
You don't comb a buffalo's hair. Now,
have you seen them, dear? Why, they look just terrible.
Look, the heck with that now, will you? Don't you want to hear this? This is a...
Well, I wouldn't be so upset about that. They didn't even mention your name.
Upset? I'm not a bit upset. I wish they had mentioned my name, for Pete's sake. Look, this states exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah, but it says it very quietly and in a dignified way. Now, listen to this. Never mind the buffalo.
Well,
listen to this.
I still wish you'd paid the fine. I get so nervous at the thought of going to court on Monday.
Look, well, you don't have to go.
Of course I'm going. I'm certainly going to back you up anyhow.
Look, Do you want to listen to the rest of this
Yes,
or
dear,
not?
yes, go on,
Well,
go on,
all right,
I
all
want
right.
to hear the
Now,
rest of it.
Here. Now,
Let's hear it,
we
yeah.
find that one of our law-abiding citizens has refused to plead guilty to a charge of jaywalking and pay the $15 fine since he feels he was wrongly accused.
yeah.
How many of us, listen now, how
Yeah,
many of us would have paid the fine rather than incur the expense and mental strain of attempting to prove our innocence? Whatever the verdict, we should be proud of a man who reminds us that a cry for justice, however trivial, can always be heard. Yeah, well, you see, by golly, even the paper backs me up.
Well, really, all this to do, dear, and we've got so many other things on our mind to worry about. All the folks coming for Thanksgiving, trying to move into the new house before then.
Well, frankly, I should think you'd be rather proud of me.
Well, I am. I guess I don't know, dear. Just the thought of going to court, whether you're right or wrong, makes me so nervous.
Well, it doesn't me. It doesn't me. To tell you the truth, I feel more inspired than ever. By golly, when I get up there on that stand, I have got to say just the right thing. Now, listen, you dig out the card table and the portable typewriter. I'll be home early this afternoon to work on my speech. Those of us
Did you carry 2 lamps in? Yes, and I also took in those 2 big pictures.
Those of us who cry out for justice, however trivial it may seem.
Bring the hammer and the hooks.
Bring the
let's
hammer.
Get the
Oh,
pictures
no.
out. All right, fine.
Here I am. Look, I am trying to concentrate. You and Madge keep flying in and out, banging furniture around.
Oh, dear, she's helping me move stuff in the living room. Why don't you come in and see it, huh? Haven't you finished your speech?
Well, I had hoped you'd sit down long enough to hear some of it.
Oh, well,
Couldn't you
all right.
just-
Just a second. Madge, I'll be right there. He wants me to hear what he's written. All right.
Now, look,
All right,
I just started to retype it. See, I guess I can read the scratch copy.
Yeah, well...
Well, sit down, will you,
well,
dear? Now, just
all
relax.
right. Got a lot to do.
I got a little... Never mind, a different beginning than I had last night.
Well,
You ready?
Yes, hurry.
Those of us who cry out for justice, however trivial the injustice might seem, remember only that justice was the organizing principle of Plato's ideal state. And, as Plato said, and which has echoed down through the ages...
Who?
Plato, a Greek philosopher.
I know who Plato was. What has he got to do with you being arrested for jaywalking?
I've got a few remarks to make about justice.
Oh, honey, I know you get mad, but I do not honestly think, dear, with a courtroom jammed with people and lots of cases that Oh, good heavens.
What?
I just thought, what am I going to wear?
I don't know what you're going to... Look, I am only quoting one remark of Plato's anyhow, which I feel is... Are you listening to this?
Yes, dear, but I'm just thinking the wife of the criminal is always supposed to dress quietly.
I am not a criminal.
Well, whatever you're called.
I am called the defendant,
right, the
which is what I
defendant, anyhow,
am.
The defendant. I better wear my plain navy blue dress with a little white Peter Pan collar, I think.
Say, Charlie's here.
Oh, is
ready
he?
to help move in some of the big pieces. You know,
I
the
don't
sofa
know.
and all that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Charlie's here to help, dear.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Madge, listen, don't you think I ought to dress very plainly at the trial Monday? You know, something like my plain navy blue with a little white collar.
Oh, yes, darling. And no fancy jewelry. Unless something just very simple, like a cameo brooch.
Yes. And I think I've got my grandmother's, too. I'll go look and see if I can find it.
Well, how's Patrick Henry doing here?
Now, look, Badge, I know you seem to find all this rather amusing, but...
Amusing? I think it's marvelous. Simply marvelous. Listen, Charlie says you're going to bust this town wide open. He says there's going to be the biggest political fight they've had in years.
Political fight? Well, it's got nothing to do with politics.
Oh, that's what you think. It does now. Charlie went back out to the car to bring in the evening paper. I guess the mayor held a special meeting of the city council today.
Mayor? What's... Special meeting of the council?
Yes, and he's asked the chief of police to resign. And the chief is furious, and he's wired the governor, who's a friend of his or something.
The governor?
Well, something like that. Anyhow, Charlie says the front pages of the paper hasn't looked like this since Lindbergh flew the Atlantic.
Now, look, pal,
but
calm down. It was
Charlie,
bound to happen.
But why? Mayor demands resignation. A political tornado struck today at Chief of Police Clarence Kimball. Why?
Yes, my goodness, why,
Well,
Charlie?
because Kimball was appointed chief of police by the other mayor, and now that Mayor Thaxter's in office, he wants to appoint his own chief of police. Don't you see he's only using you as an excuse?
Excuse? Well, what excuse for the love of Mike? How could a political tornado be stirred up because I get a ticket for jaywalking?
You're protesting it, aren't you? Taking it to trial, claiming you're not guilty?
Well, yes.
Okay. Now, Mayor Thaxter claims, I suppose, that too many innocent people have been given tickets. He's accusing the chief of police of incompetence, of disorganization. Well, it's all there. You can read it.
Well, but is it true? Is the chief incompetent, Charlie?
I don't know, but that isn't the point. The mayor wants to appoint his own chief of police. Oh, you know how these things are. In any case, there's going to be one big fight.
Well, my gosh, I never dreamt of anything like this. I mean, I was
stop worrying. Nothing you can do except I'd sort of avoid policemen for a while. Right, Madge?
Yes. For heaven's sake, stop worrying. You've got the mayor on your side. Anyhow, things like this go on all the time. Every time we get a new mayor, he wants to appoint his own chief of police, his own park commissioner, his own...
Park commissioner? That's right. Gee, and the park is the very thing we're taking up for our next project in the Women's Club, Madge, you know?
Yes, the park and the
yes.
zoo. And we need a man in there who's going to cooperate with the Women's Club.
This is wonderful. Listen, if the mayor is on our side, maybe we could talk to him about it. Who could we recommend, though? I mean, he should be somebody that we know, that we can work with.
Now, how about the guy who started all this, huh?
Why are you all looking at me?
Yes. That is a marvelous idea, darling. I'll bet if you spoke to the mayor right now.
Look, I don't want to be any park commissioner,
Well,
for
honey,
heaven's
it's
sake.
a
Are you
wonderful
crazy? I'm
idea.
not going to...
That is
hello.
a marvelous idea, Madge. It really
Oh,
is.
my his
just
mother.
wonderful.
Hello. Mother,
Oh, she heard of it?
how did you hear about it?
Oh, dear.
Look, Mother, I am not involved in any political machine, as you put it.
Oh, Madge,
Mother.
really, now, what do you think? Why,
No,
why
darling, it
couldn't he
all
be the
started
park
when I got a
commissioner?
job.
Well,
now,
I
couldn't
don't
he?
see why not. Oh, what do you think,
No,
Charlie?
Well, I say strike while the iron is hot. Boy, I can see you, pal, down there at the zoo. How to change the water for the hippopotamus. How to enlarge the monkey cages.
Oh, we'll make up a committee, Madge, and go see the mayor. I tell you, it's true. Something good comes out of everything, doesn't it?
The Couple Next Door is written by Peg Lynch and stars Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce with Audrey Christie and Don Briggs and is produced by Walter Hart. This is Stuart Metz, inviting you to listen again Monday for The Couple Next Door.